Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. We're so pleased to have you here with us. We provide a meditation every single day of the year. And today, our guest meditator is Lisa Jo Davis. Now, Lisa Jo has been with us for a couple of years, and we're so excited to hear this meditation today. She's been receiving spiritual guidance to share with us, and I can't wait. Lisa Jo, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me back again. I always enjoy doing the meditations and assisting other people. I've been having some great feedback. And like Ruth said, it doesn't matter whether you're listening now or whether you're listening in the future, you will still receive all the benefits. Today, we're going to be doing the surrendering the beliefs about yourself. So is that good, Ruth?
You may get started whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what I will be doing today is guiding you through this meditation. And I wrote everything down because Spirit had a specific way of wanting me to do this today. And usually, sometimes I use my own words and I just kind of wing it. And sometimes Spirit asks me to, do specific things. So I will be guiding you as you let go of your limiting beliefs, and then you can begin to rebuild your life and reclaim your inner power. You can listen, as Ruth said, anytime at your own convenience, and you will still receive the full benefits. In fact, you can listen to it a few times, and each time that you listen, you may receive even deeper healing. But before we begin, I would encourage you to focus on being authentic and embracing your individuality while breathing into your heart space. So if you want to take a minute and take a deep breath because you're here. The other thing is, I would like you to give me, my name's Lisa Jo Davis, but you can call me Lisa Jo, permission to assist you. So just, if you're ready, just go ahead and do that within your mind. And also, you can get into a comfortable position. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting down or lying down, as long as you can hear my voice. And I'll give you a moment to do that. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always write them within the bottom of the comments, and we will address them after the session is over. So I hope that you're in a position where you're comfortable, and go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and just release it. I would like you to imagine that you will begin to walk down a dirt path within the forest. And the forest can have many trees. They can have pine trees, evergreens, redwoods. So as you walk down the path, you will be seeing a clearing within the forest. And as you walk towards the forest clearing, you're going to see a fire. And it's a fire pit. And I would like you to go ahead and walk towards the fire. Around the fire pit, you will see chairs of all different sorts of styles and comforts. So go ahead and pick one that looks comfortable for you and go ahead and sit down. Once you found your seat, I would like you to breathe in pink light and exhale stresses and your concerns. And if you could do this 3 times, it would be very helpful. Just clearing out your heart space. And as you do that, you might want to call in your spiritual team to be with you. You can see a lot of spirits coming and the guides around you. It's going to be a very energetic one, I see. So it's time to break free of others' opinions of you and what you believe is true in order to fully embrace your individuality. It's time to follow your passions without compromising who you really are. You don't need to fit in a mold or please other people. You will be surrendering beliefs about yourself. I would like you to take a moment and think about what kind of changes you would make for yourself and in your future path. Are you ready to be leveled up or not? It is certainly your choice to choose. What is in your life currently that feels restrictive? I would like you to think about that for a moment. Toss these concerns in the fire pit, and the fire, you could see it as being orange, yellow, red, violet, or even a combination of all of them. Whatever feels restrictive, go ahead and toss it in that fire and watch the fire grow taller as you see them burn away. Very good. If you have things that keep popping up, go ahead and throw those in the fire. I'll give you a moment to do this. What outdated traditions are you ready to liberate yourself from? And you'll toss those within the fire. Remember, you are in a safe circle with your guides, and I'm also holding space for you. So the next question I would ask you is, whose rules are you following and why? Do these rules prohibit you from being your true self? Are they rules that you've imposed on yourself? Sometimes we are taught as we grow to live a certain way, and we carry those traits and those experiences within our life. Some of those rules may not apply to you anymore, so let them go. Get rid of them. I see the fire growing bigger and bigger, and you may feel goosebumps or warmth around you as you let go of these pieces of you that no longer mingle with the person that you are today. Take a deep breath in and exhale. We are clearing all timelines of procrastination now. That one's going very deep for some of you. Remember, you are in a safe place, surrounded by your guides. We are clearing all timelines of self-doubt placed by you or another now. Just let it go. If you begin to yawn, that's perfectly normal. Some people will get clearing in their throat, sniffles, or even a lot of yawning, and that's just the process of you going through healing. We are clearing all timelines of not having enough money or resources now. This one is a very deep one for a lot of you. You're also clearing out for generations of the past as well. So I'm going to keep sending this energy until I'm told to move forward. And these will continue running for the next 2 days. Thank you. We are clearing all timelines of self-doubt, self-sacrifice, and being a people pleaser. Now, thank you. Just feel it lifting away from you. You may actually see it leaving. You may feel it leaving. You may feel lighter. Each and every one is going to feel things just a little differently from each other. Take a deep breath in and release. I want you to know how it feels to be worthy. And just let it come to you. Let the worthiness embrace you and surround you. Let it fill you up. Breathe it in. And exhale when you're ready. I want you to know how it feels to have love and compassion around you. Do you feel it? They want you to know how it feels to be beautiful and healthy now. And do you feel the energy coming to you, embracing you, merging with you? They want you to know how it feels to be intelligent and smart now. And they want you to feel what it feels like to be alive and whole now. Thank you. And breathe in all of this love that is being given to you now. I am grounding these energies within you and the earth. Take another deep breath in. And I would like you to say thank you for all your guides supporting you today. Breathe in, and as you release, begin to move your fingers and your toes. And as you breathe in again, and you release, you can open up your eyes, adjusting to the light around you. Thank you so much. How are you feeling?
Today, that's one of those meditations I would just like to stay there.
That's so lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Lisa Jo, one of the things that you brought up was clearing self-sacrifice and being a people pleaser. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Firsthand. I think, okay, so for me, I had or have, my children are adults now, but when they were little, they were diagnosed, and they still have it, with Treacher's Collins syndrome. And I didn't even know what that was, but it's basically a craniofacial thing. Between the two of them, they probably had 40 surgeries altogether over their lifetime.
Wow.
And a lot of times, my husband worked rotating shifts. And so a lot of times I was by myself. And of course, you do everything you can for your kids. They had trachs to help them breathe. And I had 2 kids. And it was very rare to happen. It was like 1 in 100,000, but to have 2 kids in the same family, with the same parents is just kind of unheard of. And so I would do, before that, I did take care of myself. But during those 8 years of when they really needed the most attention, I just put myself aside, because that's kind of naturally what you do as a mother or as a parent, is you put everything to a side. The problem with that is you burn the candle at both ends, and you begin to lose part of yourself. And it is a self-sacrifice, but I knew that's what I was doing, right? I knew, and I made that self-sacrifice, but I forgot to balance it with taking care of myself. And if I can't take care of myself, who's going to take care my kids, right? And so it was a hard lesson for me to do. I was talking to someone the other day about being on a merry-go-round, how it goes around and around, and in the middle of the merry-go-round is one of those workers that just wait for something to go around. All of my issues of myself were going around on that merry-go-round, and I didn't know how to jump onto it to fix anything. And sometimes things will just keep stacking up and stacking up, and you're like, I don't know what's wrong. And you just need to, kind of break it down and just kind of heal one thing at a time, or come to terms with one thing at a time. But it's very important, no matter what you're going through, to at least take, 10 minutes out of the day and go in the room and shut the door and say, I'm not leaving you guys. I'm just going away for 10 minutes. And just gather yourself and come back to yourself, because that's such an important lesson to learn, no matter what your circumstances are. It could be just you have two jobs and you're just working yourself to no end. It can be a lot of different ways of self-sacrifice. And for yourself, Ruth, have you had that experience?
I absolutely have. And what I know for me, the respite comes when I stop and go sit with spirit.
Mm.
To me in particular, it's a connection with Divine Mother at this point. And, when you said the merry-go-round, there was such a fascinating thought that came to mind, because when you're on the outside, the outside edges of the merry-go-round, you're getting whipped the most.
Mm-hmm.
When you go stand right in the center, it's like being in the center of the tornado, right? The eye of the hurricane or whatever. You're not moving much, and you can just stop and be quiet and come back to yourself. And then if you choose to go back out to the edges where life is whipping you around, that's an option. But don't forget that coming back in and being quiet, going within, at least for me, that's where I gain my sense of self. That's where I gain my calm and my sense of perspective. So I can go back out if I choose to help somebody else in their ride on the merry-go-round.
Yeah. It is. I think it happens a lot of times. Sometimes we're doing this self-sacrifice and we don't even know that we're doing it. And, sometimes spirituality gets pushed aside. With me, I saw a lot of miracles with prayers with my kids. And that kind of helped me along a lot. But I'm more into spirituality now that I'm, 30 years later, I'm a lot different. So I've had that time to be able to have that breather. But, sometimes you get on that merry-go-round and you can't even stop because there's not time to stop. You just day after day after day, you have, hospital stay. Well, in our case, it was hospital stays. We were there for 3 weeks, sometimes at a time. And, we lived in a valley and we had to travel up to San Francisco. So it was a very long, long journey. And I think that you made a really good point about you just, need to take some time out for yourself. And it's not being selfish when you live in a chaotic life. It's rescuing yourself. It's keeping yourself above the water, instead of drowning. And a lot of people get very depressed. And especially if they're in the hospital, it's just, if you're in there longer than 3 days, you really get depressed. And it's just so uplifting to lift yourself up. And even if it's facing the mirror and go, I love you, and you may think you're sounding silly, but maybe you're not having someone tell you that they love you. So, you don't need to self-sacrifice to where you're not getting anything for yourself, because sometimes you're your own cheerleader. So you have to cheer for yourself.
Well, and it's overused, but when they talk about being on the airplane and they say to parents, put your oxygen mask first before you put it on your child. And it's true, if you aren't nourished and taking care of yourself, you have so little to give somebody else. So yeah, wow, very timely, Lisa Jo. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Lisa Jo, if folks want to work with you individually, what might they expect in a session with you, and how do they find you?
Okay, well, I have a lot of different modalities under my belt, and I do private sessions, and I like to do them on Zoom because we can record them and I can send them to the client and they can keep them and they can just relax during this session. They don't have to worry about taking notes because everything is recorded. I actually I'm running a special for the whole month. There's descriptions on my website at lisajodavis.com, and all the descriptions are there, but don't look at those prices unless my crew changed them already for me, but they're all $44 this month. So it doesn't matter whether we're doing an archangel communication where I channel for them. Sometimes I will go in and do a time heal session where you go in through the chakras and look at them. Other times I can go into the body and just feel what is going on with that person's emotions and kind of read their body that way. Sometimes I'll do a combination of a lot of different things. I really try to individualize each one so that it's customized and it's just not for everybody, because we're all in different places and we all have different issues. Also on Facebook, I have Healing Light with Lisa Jo, and there's Hosting the Archangels group and Your Enhanced Soul group. So that's what's all about me.
Perfect. Thank you. And friends, if you want to watch other videos with Lisa Jo Davis, you can go to YouTube and type in Enlightened World Network. And then in the search, put Lisa Jo Davis, and her other meditations will come up on there. So Lisa Jo, thank you so very much today. And our friends here at Enlightened World Network, don't forget, make yourself a priority.
Yes.
The folks that you're trying to help need you to prioritize yourself first. So take good care. God bless. We'll see you all soon.